Good afternoon. Thank you for joining our webinar for our USA Pavilion exhibitors. I'm just going to give a couple more minutes for people to still join in. So please stand by. All right. Again, thank you for joining our How to webinar for our USA Pavilion exhibitors. My name is Inga, and I am the Project and Administrative Manager here at Mesa Düsseldorf, North America. I manage the COMPAMED Pavilion, and we also have Ryan Clem and Bridget Cox on the line with us, and they work and manage the MEDICA pavilions. Today, we will cover 3 areas. One is the USA Pavilion Exhibitor Services Manual. This is where you would complete the required forms for our USA Pavilion booth. The second area we will cover is the online ordering system. This is where you would complete the show directory forms. Finally, we will share some tricks and tips on managing how to manage and update your online showrooms. We will have a Q&A session at the end of this webinar, but during the webinar, if you have any questions, feel free to type in your questions in the attendee chat area, and we will address them at the end. And finally, this webinar is being recorded and will be emailed to all registered attendees again after the webinar as well. Before we get started, please make sure you have your admission documents handy. We sent this out on August 4th, and we will be referring to the admission letter and the email that came along with the admission documents. So let's get started. The USA Pavilion Exhibitor Services Manual. This is the primary place and source for you not only to place your booth furnitures or booth items for your booth, but to have all the information handy in all in one place. And this year, you can order your audio and visual equipment with us. At MEDICA and COMPAMED, we have 3 pavilions, and depending on where your pavilion booth is located, you will have separate link for that manual. So Hall 16 exhibitors will use the Hall 16 manual link, Hall 3 will use the Hall 3, and COMPAMED exhibitors will use the COMPAMED manual link. And again, these links were emailed to you with your admission documents. Today, I will be completing the COMPAMED manual forms. But don't worry, all of our pavilion manuals are identical. And so if you're a MEDICA exhibitor following me along with the MEDICA manual, again, you will find the same items, same forms in the exact same spot. So let's get to it. So when you access the links, you will be greeted by this welcome page. Here, as I said, we've tried to gather the important information and provide you with the information so you can have a successful show at COMPAMED and at MEDICA. And you can use the navigation bar over here to not only familiarize yourself with the event and the convention center, but also to complete your required. Okay. So the very first tab is the deadlines and important dates tab. Here you will find important dates that are pertain to your participation at MEDICA and COMPAMED. We've put together the deadline to complete the show catalog entries and all the way until the move-out dates. One important date I would like to bring your attention to is September 24th over here. And so if you submit your required forms or order any additional items after September 24th, please be aware that the item that you ordered is subject to availability and you will be charged a 25% late surcharge fee. Therefore, we highly encourage you to submit your required forms before this date and also to place your additional items before this date as well. The next tab is the General Show Information tab. Here you'll find basic information about the fairgrounds, as well as our COVID-19 related hygiene and safety measures, and our tips on safety and security. Please be sure to take a moment to review these information as well. And as I've mentioned, we have 3 pavilions at MEDICA and COMPAMED. Our largest one is in Hall 16 right over here. And we have another one in Hall 3. And we have our other one in 8B, which is the COMPAMED Pavilion. The next tab is the Shipping and Travel tab. Here you will find our travel agency contact information and our freight forwarder and shipping instruction sheet right here. And this is a PDF file that you can download and save, and you'll have the contact information of freight forwarders and other shipping details right here handy in one little sheet. The next tab is the Pavilion Booth tab. Here you will find the list of items that come standard with your booth right here, as well as our basic 12 square meter booth layout. We have also included our billing information right here, and along with your admission documents, back in August, you've received your invoice as well. And the invoice for the remaining balance for your booth is due early September. And you will see that we've included the show layout once more over here for you. So now we come to the Required Forms tab. In order to access these forms, first you will need to enter your email address and make sure this email address is the same as the one that's listed on your application form. So I'm gonna put in my email address right here. Then you will need your booth number and the size of your booth. And both of this information was emailed to you with the admission documents. So I'm in 8B F20-3, that's my booth number, and I'm going to put 12 square meter as my size, as that is the most common booth size in our pavilions. So once that's done, you click on submit. All right, so now you see this page is divided into 3 separate categories: the required forms, the optional forms over here, and we have the online order system forms. We're going to, as you can also see, right now the booth Form A, the booth setup Form A, is only clickable. Once I complete this form, the remaining forms will be available for me to go in and complete them. So let's start filling out these forms. For the booth setup form, you will start by filling out your name as well as your company name. Please make sure the company name you enter here is the same as the one from the application form. So my name over here, and I'm just going to put MDNA as my company name. So now you have the option to select how you want your company name to appear on the fascia board. The basic and free option is the text only. With this option, your company name will be placed in a blue standard block lettering on an LED black lit sign. The second option is to have your logo placed instead for $165 per production. And so with this option, please note that if you have a larger booth or you have a corner booth, you will have more than one logo signage. And so choosing this logo placement, you will be charged $165 per logo production. The third option is the logo signage plus 1 year of logo storage. And this is a great option if you know you're going to come back as an USA Pavilion exhibitor next year at MEDICA and COMPAMED, and you know that your company's branding will remain the same. And so for additional $40, we can store your logo signage and then use it for your booth in 2022. The last option here is for our 2019 exhibitors who have selected the logo plus the storage option. And so with this option, we will use our 2019 exhibitors previous sign. And if you don't know if you signed up for this, you can always check your final invoice from 2019, or you can contact us and we will confirm this to you. For my booth, I'm going to choose option C, which is logo placement plus the storage. And I'm going to upload my logo here. You'll choose the file by clicking the choose file button. Find your logo. I have mine right here and select it. And you will see that this area, let me just go over here. This over here shows the name of my file that I've selected. And indicates that I'm sorry about that. And this indicates that I have selected my file and it is ready to be uploaded. The next part of this form is a turnkey furnishing right here. And this is where you will indicate this is where you will indicate if you like to remove the items that come standard with your booth. So by using the arrow down here, you'll say you want to reduce the amount that comes with your booth, or you can have it removed completely. One example to use this area is that if you have a small 9 square meter booth and you want to use have less chairs, then you can say, instead of having 4 chairs and taking up space in your booth, and say I want 2 chairs instead of 4, and you can use that to navigate this and reduce or remove items from your booth. And if you wanted to order anything additional to your booth or any additional items, we will cover that shortly under the optional forms. And so once you're done, you can go ahead and click submit, which is found right here. And submitting this button will also upload your logo. And so now I've submitted it, and it says, you can see here that the Form A is completed and that we have received your logo. And you can also here under the status, it shows that it's completed and the date of my completion as well. So now we will move to the next form, which is the electrical requirement worksheet. Okay, so this is where you will tell us the electricity requirements of your booth so that we can supply the correct and necessary electricity. Using this table over here as well as over here, tell us what you're planning to plug in. In Europe, we operate on 220 voltage, but in the US, we operate at 110. And so for this purposes, we do offer step-down transformers for rent. And if that is something that's required from your machinery, you can rent that from us and we will have that at your booth. And please note that we do not offer power socket adapters for rent. And so if you require such items, please be sure to bring it with you, or you may purchase it from a hardware store that is located at the fairgrounds. Your booth already comes with 3.3 kilowatts of electricity, and the socket or 2 sockets depending on the size of your booth. And this is a basic electricity to power your lights and other small items. And if we determine that what you're plugging in exceeds that allotted electricity, we will have to order additional electricity for your booth. And electricity consumption is metered, and we have calculations to figure out what sort of standard electric consumption is per booth. And at the end of the show, if we determine that what you've used in your booth exceeds what we've calculated, then there's a chance that we will invoice you for the difference. And so even if you're not going to plug in anything, please still go into this form and then click the submit button to move on to the next form. And so I've clicked submit, and again shows the completion date and a little green mark to show I've completed it. So the next one is a booth layout form. Here you have 3 options. First, you can say that you trust us and you want us to dictate the best layout for your booth. And you can see an example of this here. Let me show right here. Or you can say that you will use our diagram tool over here and indicate where and exactly you would like each item to be placed in your booth. And so for the closet, you can say, I want it in the left corner, right corner, or you can say you want the closet to be removed completely. And finally, you have the option to upload your own drawing of your booth layout. And to do that, again, you will click on Choose File button, find the layout file that you want to upload, select it, and then again, it shows the name of the file that I've selected right here. And when you're happy with it, you can click on the Submit button. One more time, clicking the Submit button is uploading your file. And there we go. We have completed that form. And the next form is the exhibit insurance form. So with this form, we want you to be aware that as the show organizer, we do not insure you. You can always check with your insurance company to see if you're covered while you're on the road internationally, or you have the option to purchase exhibition insurance through our brokers, which can be found under the OOS. Again, I will cover that in a bit. And so here, please make a selection acknowledging that you don't require exhibition insurance, or that you will purchase exhibition insurance at your own expense. I'm going to say I'm not going to require any, and then again, make your selection, please, and then click the submit button to continue. So the final required form is the exhibitor badges entrance pass form. Each booth staff needs their own exhibitor badge to gain entry to the show. In the past, and our previous past exhibitors know, that we used to collect booth staff names and we used to mail out a physical badges. That is a thing of the past. Starting this year, we will collect names and email addresses of each booth personnel, and before the show, we will email them the unique redemption code as well as an instruction on redeeming such codes. Booth personnel will then take the codes and register themselves and redeem the codes to get their digital exhibitor badge. More information about this badge, the new system, will be emailed with the instructions. Some items to keep in mind is that the number of badges that are determined, number of complimentary passes are determined by the size of your booth. We provide up to 3 passes for booth measuring up to 20 square meters and 1 extra passes for each additional 10 square meter of space. You can order extra pass for 45 euros and 38 cents, which will be invoiced to you after the show in US dollars. And the ability to maintain 1.5 meters of social distance must be maintained in your booth. One final reminder here with this form is that each booth personnel must have a unique email address. And so when completing this form, please be sure to provide unique email addresses for each booth staff. This form will not let you proceed further if it detects an identical email. And so let me complete this form over here. I will put my name. I'll put my colleague's name. And now when I'm done, I will scroll down and click the submit button here. And here you'll acknowledge that if I order any additional badges that's more than what's allotted with my booth, then I will be charged. And so check that box and click Save Changes. And then you will you have completed the required forms. And after you've completed the last required form, you will get an email indicating and confirming your orders. And if you like to order anything additional for your booth, you can use this form that says additional stand items to order those items. Okay, let's go over here briefly. Okay, and so the very first table here is the items that you have that you can order that are most commonly ordered. You will also see that some of the items will have this key icon next to them, and this indicates that this item is the same as the item that comes standard with your booth. And you can also click on each item name to see a picture and dimensions of the item. We also said, like I said, we are offering audio and visual equipments. And so if you like to order TVs or, TV stands, DVD players or computers, anything electrical like that, you can order that with us. And the table is all the way down at the bottom of the page right here. And to order, you will use the up and down arrow next to the quantity to determine the quantity of the item. And like I said, if you order, actually I forgot to mention this, but if you order anything that has electrical connection like audio equipment, display cases or light fixtures, please be sure to indicate where you would like to place those items in your booth so that we can order the right socket. And so let me go back to that one time. Click here, let me submit that. And so on your booth layout form, if you order those items that has electrical connections like light fixtures, audiovisual equipment, again, please be sure to indicate where you would like these items to be placed so that we can have the socket placed at the right spot for you. I entered that already. So now I have completed all the required forms and the optional forms for the exhibitor services manual. And so the next area I will go over is the OOS. And so let me go back. So this is the online order system. And again, this is a completely separate system than the exhibitor manual system that we just covered. And so this OOS, or the online order system, is Messe Dusseldorf's order system. This is where you would complete your show directory and catalog forms. And some items or services that you've ordered here, you can expect an invoice in euros after the show. The OOS is accessible via these two links. So the MEDICA exhibitors will access it via the MEDICA website, and the COMPAMED people or exhibitors will access it via this COMPAMED website. And you might or already received an email from this an email address, which is online support at messedusseldorf.de to initialize your account. And if you haven't, you can always review the instructions we sent with our admission documents to initialize your OOS account. So here is an email example. The top part of the email is in German and the bottom part is in English. And for this portion, I will be reviewing the MEDICA OOS page. And so I'm going to click on here and I will be directed to the login page here. Perfect. One moment. And so there we go. Here's the welcome page. Not sure why I changed to the German right now, but let me go to the English page. There we go. So here you see there's a login page here and you can put in your email address and password. And if you can't remember your password, you can always click on can't remember your password button and the system will send an email for you to set a new password. So again, we're using MEDICA OOS page and I'm going to use my colleague's login information for this portion. There we are, we're logged in, and I'm going to select one of her pavilion exhibitors. All right, and so when you're logged in, this is the page that you will see. And the area to be to know is the stand management area right here. And here, this area you can use to see the summary of your orders. Let me scroll down a little bit more. Right here, this is where you can find your order summaries. And if you're unsure if you've completed a form or the directory form, if you don't remember if you've completed it, you can come over here, click on View Order Summary to see the orders that you've placed. You can also see the invoice and documents of the products or services that you've ordered via the OOS. You can find it here. You can also see other items. There's one other item. Let me just quickly show you over here. You will also see this button that says user management, and using this user management option, you can have or invite additional colleagues of yours to have access to your OOS account. And so you'll do that by clicking this add user button and then sending them email, and then they'll get an invitation so they can access the OOS account as well. And one additional area, let me just go over, that is the order deadlines, which is located on the top left-hand side right here. And this deadline shows, of course, the deadlines for the products or services that you can order via the OOS. And just like our exhibitor manual, the very first deadline that you see here is the show catalog entry deadline. And later on, you will see that each item here in the OOS will always show the deadline of that item. And here you will notice that the format is always in day, month, year format. Also, to give you a quick overview of the menu items. So under the stand menu, this is where you can order items like parking pass and Wi-Fi pass. And you can do so by bringing your mouse over to the stand menu option. And you can see here the parking permit. And then the Wi-Fi pass can be found under communication technology right here. My tip here is that don't click on the menu names. Just bring your mouse over it and then it expands and gives you all the options right here. When you click on it, it gets a little overwhelming. So just be sure to bring your mouse over it and then you'll see the options that you can order. Under the services menu bar, this is where you can order lead retrieval device. Our lead retrieval devices are provided by a company called Scan2Lead. And so this is the very first option under the services tab. This can get overlooked by many exhibitors because it looks like it's part of the like the services top menu bar, but it's actually an option that you can click on. And also under the services menu, this is where you can order insurance coverage if you'd like. And if you wanted to maybe book a conference or meeting room, you can do so over here as well. We will spend some time with the marketing and press menu here, but this is where you would go to complete your show directory catalog forms. And you can also use this menu to place your advertising like in the printed advertisement, or you can have an ad displayed at the convention center as well. So finally, here at the information tab, this is where you will find our technical and regulation guidelines. And you can also find our services ABC here. And with this option, you will basically find every information you need, like the hardware store hours and where it is. You can also find a list of restaurants under the services and ABC. And you will find church hours if that is something that you're interested in as well. So now I will go back to the marketing and press menu and we'll show you how to complete the catalog entries. As a reminder, each exhibitor at MEDICA and COMPAMED gets two separate listings. One is under the alphabetical listing and one is under the product category listing. And you would have to complete two separate forms for both of these entries. And so in order to start with completing this form, I will complete the alphabetical listing first. And those are free, complimentary. As an exhibitor, you get those two listings for free. So to start the alphabetical listing, we'll go to the marketing and press. And let me just go out. And then here, bring your mouse over to marketing and press tab right here. And again, don't click on it. And bring your mouse and select the company presentation option. As you can see, there are multiple and many options to choose from. The one that we want to select today is the basic entry right here. And you can see the price is €0 because it is complimentary and included with your package. And in order to access this, you will click on Go to Details. But I just want to bring your attention really quickly. Right here, it shows the order deadline. And again, it's in day, month, year format. And to access this form, click on Go to Details. Let me quickly switch over one moment. Okay, so once you're here, please scroll down until you see the area where you can complete your company information. And you'll need to select the letter that you want your alphabetical letter that you want your company listed. And so right now I'm working with my colleagues Bridget's exhibitor, and their company name starts with S. So I will select S. And here you will provide your phone numbers, mobile numbers, and additional information. And please be sure to enter this information exactly as how you would like to appear in the printed directory, as well as the online listings. I'm going to leave this blank for now. And once I'm completed this, I will say add to basket to complete this form. So add to basket. And now I have the option to proceed to checkout and continue shopping. And because I have to complete the product category listing, I'm going to click continue shopping and then complete the next form. And so to complete the product category listing, one important thing I forgot to mention is that here it doesn't ask any, that we're still in the alphabetical listing here. It doesn't ask any of your company, like address or name information, because those company name, address will be pulled in from your application directly. And so now I'm going to move to the product category listing. And to do that, I'm going to go back up, bring my mouse over to the marketing and press tab one more time. Again, please don't click on it. And from here, now I will choose the product presentation tab. Okay. Here we are again. And here we have multiple options one more time, and we will choose the product categories form here, and that is the form that does not have any price associated with it. And again, once you find this product category option, please click on go to details. Okay. And again, please scroll down until you see a list of product categories. The product category you selected on your application form is pre-selected here, as you can see. And you have the option to confirm this and add it to your basket, or you can purchase additional listing or change your product category listing from the one that you have, from that's shown here. In order to do that, you can select the box that's on, it says under the short entry. Let me go back up 1 second here. So if you wanted to select the one that you've already selected with your application on your application form, you can just check this box over here and add it to your basket. Or again, you have the option to change this listing. In order to do that, you will click on this plus icon here. That will expand each main product category to more specific. And you'll see each one of them has even more deeper, more specific categories listed here. And you have one of the other option that you have is to have your logo placed next to this product category, or you can have your company name listed on top of the list of this product category listing. And these options are not exclusive. And so say you want to have two product category listed, and one of them, the product A, it's maybe not so well known. And so you can say that for product A, I just want the short entry in the product category option. So you'll select this box. And for product B, you can say that it is well more known, or you want to promote this product more. And so you can say, I want to have my logo shown in the directory next to the product category, or you can say, or you can say that you want your company name to be listed on top of the list as well. And so you can check the box that associated with your desired listing, and then you can add to your basket. One very important point that I like to mention is that you do get one product category listing for free. And as you can see here, if I just say that I want my short entry, which is the basic product category listing, when I select this box, it shows 50 euros here. Don't worry, as soon as you start the checkout process, this will zero out. Again, similarly, if you say you ordered multiple product categories, the first one will always be free and you will be charged for the additional product listing that you purchase. And so now let's say we have 2 product listing here and I'm happy with the selection and I'm going to say add to basket. And now, since I've completed my required 2 forms for the directory, I can say I'm going to proceed to checkout. And so here we are. I'm here in my basket. And you can see that I'm only here in the quantity for the product category. It says I have selected 2, but I'm only being charged for 1. And the basic entry for the alphabetical listing is already 0 because, again, that's the one I get for free anyway. And so when you're happy with this, you can say proceed to checkout, and you will have to click purchase, proceed to checkout 2 or 3 times and just keep clicking until you actually get to the page that says, thank you for your purchase. And you will also get an email confirmation saying that we have received your purchase as well. That is the OOS in a nutshell. My favorite way of thinking and distinguishing the OOS from the exhibitor service manual is that the exhibitor service manual, you will use it to order anything that goes inside of your booth, like furnitures. The OOS is for services that can be purchased that are outside of your booth, like for parking passes or like there's directory entry, which is completed. It is not 100% definitive like that, but it is just a really good way to understand the difference between these 2 systems. So now we will go to our next part, which is the dashboard and the online showroom. Each exhibitor gets their own page known as the online showroom, where you can modify and add information about your company. You will use the same login credential as your OOS, and this page will be live until June of 2022. The very good way to think of this online showroom is that think of them as your Facebook page or LinkedIn page. Just like those pages, you can modify certain parts of it to match your company's branding. And you can access this online showroom from the main MEDICA and COMPAMED websites. We are adding more features regularly, so you can always come back to that page and check if there's any new areas where you can take advantage of. One very important part is product category listings and logo placements that you order via the OOS will automatically be added to your online showroom. They are linked and synced together. You can't upload your logo directly, and you'll see why I have to mention this. So let's get to it. Sorry about that. All right, and this portion, I will continue to use the MEDICA site as well. All right, here we are on the MEDICA page, and I'm on the main MEDICA page. And from here, please, you can go to the exhibitors tab over here on the blue menu, and then click the dashboard home option. Okay. If you're already logged in with the OOS, it will automatically show your dashboard page just like this. But let me log out really quick and then show the page one more time. So when you're at the exhibitor dashboard, it'll ask you to log in one more time right here. And I'm still using my colleague's email address. Okay. And this dashboard page will give you, again, some basic information of your stand, as well as the dates and hours, and also your status of the profile page completion. And majority of these links that you can click on, like order vouchers for your customers right here, or any other links, will take you right back to the OOS. So for now, you can just focus on completing your profile, which is right here. Let me go back up 1 second. Sorry about that. Let me choose in one exhibitor. All right. Again, when you're at this page, you will see, again, the company details, times and dates, and then we can move to completing your profile by clicking this red button right here. So when you click on that, you're automatically in the page there where you can edit your showroom. And so anywhere that has this pencil icon, you can edit or to modify. And so starting with this background image, you can click on this button, and you have the option to choose some of the stock photos that we've already have here, or you can upload your own picture right here by clicking this blue button. The file format and the size of your file, the image is listed right here. And so when you have uploaded it or selected it, you can just click close to choose your selection. You can also add your social media links here, and scrolling down 1 second. You can add the contact person of your booth right here. You can, if you have or plan to have any activities inside of your booth, you can add them here for additional exposure. I will come back to this product area in a bit, but see, you can add company news and more details about your company as you scroll down. Again, you can edit this background image by clicking this pencil icon one more time and selecting the photo. So let me go back and focus on a couple areas. This logo button here, it looks like you can click this plus button to upload your logo. But as I've said, the logo placement that you order via the OOS will automatically be synced to here. And even if you don't order logo placement, your visitors will not see this area. Let me just show you here. They will see just your an area, the header image without that logo placement box. Going back here, each page has this button that it says exhibitor should contact me. This button, this email address, actually when someone clicks on this button, the email address that's listed, the general email address that's listed on your application form gets an email and saying so-and-so from XYZ company wants to know more about your company. And so please be sure to monitor that email and make sure that you listed your general email address on your application form as well. And the product information right here, the range of products, this is again synced with your OOS account. And so when you have completed that product listing, it will appear here. And once that is done, you can use this our product add product area to expand on the product that you are showing. And so I've just clicked on add product right here. Scroll down. There you go. And you can add titles of the product. You can add images. I believe up to 10 images. You can upload PDF files and add description about your product here as well. And so this area is really good to utilize and provide additional information about your products so that attendees and other customers can already plan ahead and know what your company is promoting. And you can use these areas at your own desire. You can be creative with it. You can add details, like I said, if you're planning to do any kind of demo or any kind of activity in your booth, you can add it here. But at the same time, you can use this area to not only to put your activity, but to promote new and upcoming products as well. And let me just wait until this finishes. Okay. And when you're done updating, you can come back up to the top of the page and click on this language button right by this black menu bar, and then click on the show button to see how your edits look to the external users. And so meaning how the visitors will see your page, you can click that page by clicking that show button. So this concludes our webinar. In summary, the US Exhibitor Services Manual is for anything that's inside of your booth. OOS is for services that are outside of your booth. And this online showroom is like your Facebook or LinkedIn page that you can edit and to modify. And the one thing that I forgot to mention one more time, this page, this online showroom page, will be live until June of next year. And so even after the show, you can always come back here, make changes. If you have any new press releases, you can still come in here and update it. And so this concludes our webinar. Now we will address your questions. You can again type them in the attendee chat box, or and yeah, we will go over it right now. Okay. Okay, let's see here. Where is the layout of the pavilion located? We have the layout on the menu pages, but if you need to have to see exactly where the location is, oh, I see. My colleague Bridget has already answered some of your questions. And so let's review back here. Okay, here are you able to add video links to this page? And I think that is the online showroom page. That is the part that's being added on a new added feature. And so we would have to come back to you on that one, Louis. Scott asks if there's on the side note for OOS. It says try again later. On the OOS page, after you log in, if you get an orange large error message, you can always refresh your page to get the normal page. And I know for Scott, since you're my pavilion exhibitors, you have not received your admission documents for, the OOS account information yet. And so please hang tight on that part before moving forward with your OOS. Here we have a question here. The person who filled out the registration application is no longer with the company. Could we update this information? Yes, you can definitely update this information. Please reach out to us, send us an email, and then we will work with you to have the correct person tied to the account. What is the maximum number of products that you can showcase here? Louis, that is a good question. You can have many products listed, but as you know, you get one for free, and anything extra that you order is 50 euros per product listing. And so, sky is the limit there for you. Blair, what is the deadline to submit information to the online showroom? That is a really good question. Bridget and Ryan, do you want to answer this question?
You can, this is Bridget, hi. You can update the information on the showroom at any time. So you can refresh that and add information as you wish. There's really no deadline for this.
Okay, I will answer that. My opinion is you want to have it as early as possible. There's no hard set deadline to update the online showroom information. The reason that you want to complete it early is that more and more attendees are doing their pre-show research, and so updating it will help you have the most exposure to these attendees. Let me go back up. The online showroom is live right now. David, we will send you the August 4th email separately as well. And we will resend you the information, which is the admission documents. Maxine, I see your question. That is a really good question about co-exhibitors within a state pavilion. Let's see if Ryan can answer that.
Yes, only co-exhibitors that are with you in your booth. Essentially, you as the organizer of the booth, you're the only one who needs to fill out the forms for the furnishings, for the exhibitor passes, electricity requirements, and so forth. Your co-exhibitors that are joining you in the booth will each get their own distinct login for the online order system, and then they will be able to use that in order to place orders for the show directory and online profiles as well as needed. And that's really the extent to which they need to access the online order system. Of course, they'll use the same login then to manage their online profiles.
Okay. All right, let's review the next question. Melinda asked if you can edit the forms once you've submitted. Yes, you can. Every time you edit or make a new submission or order additional items through the exhibitor service manual, you will also get an email confirming the orders that you've placed as well. We will also get an email as well. Kathy asked, would the printing of booth art be invoiced before or after the show, or if it's paid online? Anything that you order additionally, whether it's using the exhibitor services manual or the OOS, they will be invoiced to you after the show. Ben asked, where is the process and the deadline for shipping and equipment? That to ship your freight materials to the show, you would have to contact the freight forwarders as they have a separate deadlines for each shipment.
And as you
This
recall,
webinar is being recorded and will be sent to all attendees.
you can find the shipping information.
We have run out of time. I just saw the time, and all the questions that are remaining, I will get back to you individually, whether it's within today or early tomorrow. But I will get to each questions and provide answers. And again, thank you for joining our webinar today. I hope this was useful. And if you have any other questions in the meantime, please feel free to reach out to us. Okay, thank you.